Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. I'm Jessie Milestone, and this is meant to offend. So if you're offended, good. Today we're going to talk about how when you block people on social media, in almost all cases, you're a pussy. Before we get to that, a couple of other fun things first. Shout out to Iron Wolf. Iron Wolf is a viewer who was inspired after my last couple of rants to make a video of his own. He talks about the gun issue, and he does so fabulously. If you guys like my content, you're really, really going to like him. He's very similar to me presentationally in the fact that he yells very passionately. I will link his video down below, so please go check it out. Give him some love. I wasn't actually going to do this video today. I've been planning on doing this video for a while, but I have so many other things I want to get to. I have some wonderful patrons on Patreon with suggestions I need to get to and all that. But this is important because this sort of came up yesterday, where I had somebody, and a few people, will direct message me through, one of my Facebook sites, or, even friend request me. That's, by the way, if you're going to reach out to me, do it through the Mindless Entertainment Facebook site or Jessie Milestone, my public page on Facebook. It just makes it a lot easier to keep all those things straight for me. A few people were friend requesting me in the beginning, which is fine, but, it's just easier to keep all those things separate. So this was one of the people who had friend requested me, so we were direct messaging on Messenger, and we had a couple of long ideological debates about a couple of topics. We don't totally agree on everything, but they were long, for the most part, respectful debates. The last one, he had gotten a little touchy about some things, but okay. So this one, he comes out and asks just straight up, do you really believe this thing that you said? And I expounded upon why I said that and what I feel about it. And he came back with LMAO, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and then said something else that was somewhat nonsensical, really illogical. And I was in the midst of crafting a response that simply said, hey, look, if you want to have a dialogue, that's fine, but I don't need the personal attacks, let's talk about why we disagree. I'm in the middle of crafting this response. He blocks me, just straight up blocks me, completely, totally, said his little, fuck you, basically, and peaced out, like a little bitch. You can't do that in real life unless you run really fast, but that's cowards. Cowards do this thing. And that brought up another point. Like, I don't mind being challenged. I don't mind that. I mean, I gesture and I yell and I scream and all that stuff, but I'm not this scary, unapproachable person. In fact, somebody else approached me recently and said, hey, I'd like to have an ideological debate with you because we do agree on it turns out we agree on a lot of things. We don't agree on certain other things. And these are topics that not a lot of people are always talking about or going in depth about or talking about many other sides to. And so this guy, we're calling him Dur for Nothing. That's his YouTube handle. You've probably seen him comment in some of my videos. Dur for Nothing. Wants to shed light on some of those topics, wants to get in depth, wants to share those with people, and have an ideological discussion where we're not necessarily always going to agree. So he and I are going to go at that next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. We're gonna do a live stream, and you'll get to hear me speaking directly to someone who may challenge me on some things, and you're going to hear us have a really respectful dialogue and a really respectful discourse, even if we completely 100% can't find common ground on certain things. And the beautiful thing is that when you actually take the time to talk to people, you realize we have a lot more in common than the things we don't. And you realize that people don't have to 100% agree with everything you say in order, to be okay with you or to be your friend. And in this case, this guy is just, he's somebody who's more right-leaning than I am, who's much more to the right. And yet this reminds me a lot more of the SJWs on my college campus back when I was in school, which, by the way, was probably further ago than you think. It wasn't like yesterday. I'm a little bit older than I look, maybe. That's first. I have lots of audience participation today. All right, how old do you think I am? I probably won't even tell you, but it'll be fun to hear what you think. But yeah, these are people, and we've experienced this probably, where you talk to somebody and they're like, oh my god, I'm offended. You can't speak to me anymore, or you can't speak to me unless you apologize or change what you said because that's offensive, and you can't say that. You can't say those things. I thought that was an SJW thing. That's becoming a universal thing for the left and the right, because that's essentially what this happened. Like, I'm sorry, I can't express my ideological differences without you calling me an idiot and not talking to me ever again. I mean, you people who do that shit no matter what you believe, are no better than each other. It doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're on. You're all the fucking same. You're all hypocrites. You're all thin-skinned little pussy bitches who can't deal with when someone disagrees with you. And that's, to me, just tells me you're not strong in your convictions about that thing. You don't really believe that. If you really believe that, it wouldn't bother you so much when someone challenged you on that conception. It wouldn't freak you out and make you go cry and run off to your safe space when someone challenges you on that conviction. No matter what that conviction is, whether you're left, whether you're right, whatever. If you're solid in your beliefs, it should not be a big deal if somebody challenges you on them. You should be able to fucking have a conversation about it and assert why you believe those things and have sound, valid, logical reasons to back that up. Not just, oh my God, you must be an idiot, bye! I'm going to call you stupid and then run away before you prove to me exactly how much smarter than me you are, which is what would have happened, and he probably knew that, which is why he bitched out. And that's okay. And that's the whole thing. So first of all, I'm supposed to walk around my whole life and just not say anything for fear of offending people? Because that's not what I do. That's not what I do. And I also find it hilarious, and this has happened more than once, where people seem to get surprised when they're offended by my video series called Meant to Offend. I call it that for a reason. It's not a joke, right? The point is you're supposed to watch it, and some of you are supposed to feel pissed off. And the whole thing is, it seems like people get on here and they see a couple videos that pertain to people they don't like but not to them, and they think, oh, this must not be about me. This must be about the kind of person I hate. I'm exempt from being offended. When she says if you're offended, good, she's not talking about me. She's talking about other people. No, fuck you. I am talking about you. My goal here is to offend everyone. I want to piss off as many people as possible, because until you are challenged on the things that you believe and hold dear, you will not grow as a person. That is why next Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, I will allow somebody to come onto my channel and challenge me on my beliefs, because I believe that I can change and grow. Right? Just because I believe something firmly and right now doesn't mean there's not somebody else who's going to introduce something that I don't understand, that I haven't thought about before, and allow me the opportunity to learn and grow. And it also doesn't, and maybe I won't change my mind, right? Maybe I won't change my mind, but I'm not afraid of talking to someone who disagrees with me, because I can still respect that people are different, that their opinions are valid, whether or not I agree with them, whether or not I like them, whether or not I think they're right or wrong. I can still respect somebody else for having them, and I can still grow as a person by understanding the perspectives of people who feel differently than me. Shocking, right? So that's the thing, right? I want to offend everybody. I don't believe in the leftist belief of censor yourself, right? Censor what you say. Be sensitive to other people's feelings. Try not to piss people off, right? But then the right side of it, because the right is doing just as much against freedom of speech as the left is, and what the right basically says is, well, I can say whatever I want and you can't get offended, or you can't get pissed off. No, I can say what I want, and I'm putting that out there, right? I'm putting that out there, and I'm allowing anybody to respond as they choose. And that's why I don't censor, right? I don't censor myself, and I don't censor you. I don't censor your comments. I don't delete your comments because I don't like them. The worst thing I'm going to do, right, is if you are, and I've had somebody come on and be like, I'm trolling you on purpose, and then just said all this obnoxious shit. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to flag your comment as spam. Right? I'm going to do that. I'll flag a comment if it uses really, really racist, derogatory language. I'll flag a comment if it's incredibly, just attack to the level of really essentially just harassment and bullying. But I still won't delete it. I'll flag it. I'll leave that up to YouTube to decide if it's offensive or not, right? To decide if it violates their community guidelines or not. I'm not going to delete the comment. I'm not going to get rid of dissent. I'm not going to pretend it's not there. I'm not going to ignore it. I read it. I read a lot of the comments. Right? I try to read when the first couple days when the video comes out, I try to read all of them if I can. The good ones and the bad ones. And I try to respond when somebody brings up things. I try to respond no matter what. Right? Because blocking is for pussies. Blocking is for pussies. It's for cowards. It's for people who aren't thick-skinned enough to deal with it. And that's like this guy who sat there and fucking, oh, do you really believe this? Oh, you're stupid, and fucking blocked me for that. I'm sorry, who the fuck are you? I put my opinions out there for anyone to see them, and I accept whatever feedback I get. And I don't freak out and cry and block people over it. So grow the fuck up, grow some balls, fucking grow a pair. This was something that bothered me, right? Something that bothered me. Oh, first of all, I have a challenge for you guys, all right? I'm totally going to regret this. I'm going to regret this a lot. I challenge you to leave me a comment. Try to make it a comment that follows YouTube's, community guidelines and whatnot. But leave me a comment that makes me want to block you. Can you do it? I don't know. Like I said, community guidelines, please. I may not, because if I understand you're joking, I may not, but somebody else may. You may get flagged for violating those, you know, if YouTube sees it, if a moderator sees it, or if someone else doesn't get the joke and flags it. So protect yourselves. Don't put anything that's going to be like, oh, whoops, there's a bunch of hate speech there. Flag. But yeah, see if you can leave me a comment that makes me want to block you. I'm so going to regret that. What I was annoyed with, right? Again, I don't do the censorship. I don't censor things, whatever. Facebook actually did that for me the other day. I got a notification of and I could see, like, it was like, oh, this person says this to you. And it was something about, like, you're fucking awful or some stupid thing like that. And I was really excited because I was going to come back and write this whole thing about how pathetic they were, that they actually spent time talking to someone they hated. Like, it was very witty, wonderful, shutdown comeback, and I was so ready to go with it. But I clicked on the thing, and I couldn't get to where that was. I couldn't get to the link for it. I think Facebook just saw it and was like, nope, that's hateful. I'm gonna censor this out of your mailbox. Like, don't do that. I enjoy that. Like, trading insults is fun for me. I enjoy that. So fuck you, Facebook. Don't fucking censor people who want to hate me. Everyone's allowed. You're allowed. You are fucking allowed to hate me. You can say whatever. And if people say some fucking vile shit, and I don't block them. I may not like the comments. If I really don't like the comment, I might give it a dislike and, you know, send that to the bottom of comments land where none of you guys have to be bothered by it. But I'm not going to fucking block you. I'm not going to delete your comment. I'm not going to censor the flow of information. That is what the left is doing. That is what the right is doing. That's what all the politicians are doing. That's what people who are too scared to be challenged on their beliefs, who are too thin and flimsy in their beliefs to be challenged, that's what they're doing. They're censoring the flow of information. They're controlling what you see and what you hear. I don't do that. I won't do that. All right? So here's your challenge of the week, right? Here's your challenge of the week. Go find somebody who disagrees with you about something, right? About something specific. Right? A topic of current events, maybe the Starbucks controversy, who knows? Something where you know that you have an ideological difference, and ask them a specific question, ask them their opinion on something to do with that, right? And then just shut up and listen. Don't interject. Don't even respond, right? Just listen. When they're done, thank them. Just thank you for sharing. And don't even give them your opinion unless they ask. If they ask, give your opinion. Give it respectfully, even if they weren't totally respectful, right? Even if they were not, even if they were a little over the top, and even address that. Well, I thought that these points you said were a little bit, you know, insensitive, just whatever it was, and tell them your side only if they ask. Otherwise, listen to dissent. Listen to people who think differently from you. Listen to people who don't agree with you. Listen to people who may not like you. Right? We don't get anywhere by surrounding ourselves with people, obsequious people who just think we're wonderful and great all the time and those are the smartest people in the world. We don't get anywhere that way. We don't grow that way. I wouldn't continue to grow without people who give me suggestions on this channel. And some of those are like honest, nice, hey, I think you would do better with this. Some of those are like, fuck you, this is terrible and that's why. And some of it's valid, some of it's not, but I take it all in and I try to utilize that and create a picture of how you guys see me so I can understand what it is you want to hear, what it is resonates with people, what makes sense to them, what matters to them, right? It's all about fucking learning and growing. And when you block people, when you censor the flow of information, you're being a fucking coward and you are losing all of that. You're losing the ability to grow. You just remain a fucking child for the rest of your life. Nobody wants to listen to that. That's all. So if I offended you, great. You're probably going to block me or unsubscribe or whatever because you're a bitch. If I didn't, I'll try harder next time. I will always try harder. If you know somebody who needs to see this, that's actually great. If you think you can get someone to block you by sending them this video, you should totally do it. Like someone who blocks a lot of people, just send them this video and see if they block you for it. That'll be funny. May 25th, guys, Han Solo's funeral, wear black. If you're in the Los Angeles area, I'll have details forthcoming at some point about where we're going to meet. Come join me, share a drink, share a word. We're planning some really cool stuff, some really cool content, a eulogy and things like that. So, you know, be prepared. If you want to get more involved in my videos and in this Han Solo funeral celebration and things we do in the future, I really highly recommend you join my Patreon community. It's super fun. A lot of great people. And it's it's a great way to support what I'm doing, and it's a great way to be involved in everything Mindless Entertainment. Also, if you haven't heard, I'm on Geeks and Gamers now, so I'm putting a lot of my Star Wars content there. You'll get plenty of it here, don't worry. But I'm putting a lot of Star Wars discussions out there as well, so check Geeks and Gamers. I'll probably be up there a few times a week, hanging out, in Jeremy Land. And that's the cool stuff that's happening, and don't block people. That's all. Bye.